Not really sure why my video cut off, but I decided rather than making one long video, I'll just go ahead and make a second video, part A and part B. So I was talking about the characters, and Fred Price is the CEO of E-Corp, and there are a couple of other characters. Okay, so just the main characters. I listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. The other one, okay, the other one is Tyrell, and he is the E-Corp's computer guru, and he's like the anti-Elliot. He's kind of like the antagonist of the story. But there's really way more antagonists than that, and you get into it and find out more. But I didn't want to keep listing and listing and listing characters, because then it just gets to be a list and it's not very interesting to read in the review. So that's as far as I'm going to go so far. What are the relationships between the characters in the story? So this is me, what I do. I take off my glasses when I read. This is where things get complicated. Some people are not who they appear to be at first. And there's a big part of the story's development that's involved with those relationships. At first, it's mostly work related, and then it goes from there. And I'm not going to go any farther than that because it would ruin the story for you. Because I think you would really like to watch this. Does something important or meaningful to the story happen to a character or between characters? Yes. As it turns out, there is a backstory that by the end becomes the main story, and it has to do with Elliot's true identity and his relationship with the people who surround him and care about him. Okay, so as it turns out, the relationships between the characters is everything. And I'm not going to say more than that because, again, no spoilers. This is not going to be true of everything that you watch or read. I mean, you can read something or watch something that's really action. So, but some people could change. That could be something important or meaningful that could happen. A tragedy could happen, or a breakup, or a wedding, or things that are important in relationships between characters. Try to concentrate in this paragraph on characters and relationships. So that's it for that paragraph. That's 3 questions. The third question is on the second page, and so make sure and include that with the other 2. The body paragraph about the review is the third and final body paragraph, and this is where you get to write your opinion. That there and in the conclusion. Your favorite part of the story. My favorite part of the story is the evolution of Elliot's relationship with Mr. Robot. I think that's the most important part of the story, and my favorite part. What do you think about the way it was written? Okay, I think it was genius. Okay, there were so many plot twists that kept me guessing. I really liked that. And there was a whole lot of attention to detail, like I said before, about the hacker language. Also about how Chinatown is and who it's really ruled by, etc. And then it says, do you think other kids would enjoy reading this book? Absolutely. I think you would enjoy it. The characters, almost all of them, are very street smart. That's one reason. And interesting and complicated. And of course, hacking is interesting to a lot of young people. The whole idea of it. All those things about the subculture with the gaming and all kinds of things like that. That's very interesting. I think you would like it. Conclusion paragraph. What was the story entertaining, educational, amusing? How would you characterize the story, basically? I would say it's educational in a way. About the subcultures that we've talked about here. And engrossing. Engrossing just means that it absorbs your attention. Because of the mystery that's involved and the danger in some parts of it. It's awesome. Why did you enjoy or not enjoy this story? Okay, you could write about something you didn't like. Maybe it's something that everybody else likes, but you didn't like it. And you could say at this point, why you didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed Mr. Robot for several reasons. Let's see. Though I wish there would have been more hacking stuff, I also would have written the ending differently. I think that if they had written it differently, they could have had another season and everybody would have been happy because this is an extremely popular series. And why, let's see. The third question here and final question in the conclusion paragraph, to whom would you recommend this book? Okay, I'm going to read what I wrote here. I wrote quite a bit, well, I say quite a bit, like 3 or 4 complete sentences here, I think. The drugs, violence, and sexual themes in some parts are potentially inappropriate for some minors, so I would advise parental discretion. I think that at the least, parents should sit by their children, their minor children, and discuss these things and not just let them watch it by themselves. Other than that, I really think that the exploration of tech security is invaluable, and I think the story makes it exciting and entertaining. I would not think that tech security would be a great plot device, but it does work, and it actually makes it entertaining and exciting. Yes, I did say parental discretion because of the things like with the drug culture and things like that, and the dangerous stuff. I think it's good for your parents to sit through it with you. All right, so we've done the pre-writing. Okay, I kind of demonstrated how to do the pre-writing just by doing it myself. If you have questions about that, please let me know. So pre-writing, the rough draft, I want you to use this format to construct a 5-paragraph essay. You need to show me where one paragraph stops and the next one starts, even in the pre-writing. So please, maybe you could just put like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by the paragraph so I can find them. The way paragraphs are usually shown in books or in things that are published, like newspaper articles and stuff, is not by skipping lines. That is not how to show paragraphs. I don't know who taught you that, but that's not normally the way paragraphs are shown. The way paragraphs are normally shown is like this. You can see that I skipped over like 3 or 4 spaces. You could also use the tab function on your word processor. That will skip over more than enough space. And also, don't plagiarize. Do skip lines on your rough draft. Again, we are going to go through the entire process just like we have been so far. In your first sentence, you need to include the name of the work that you're reviewing and the creator of that work. This is my first sentence. Mr. Robot, a Netflix series created by Sam Esmail, explores the hacker world and extrapolates how this subculture could potentially change everything. Okay, this is probably the first series primarily about hackers, and it shouldn't be capital H, but anyway. Rami Malek, who plays the main character, previously played Freddie Mercury in the popular movie about Queen. And so I just transferred this over here and made it into complete sentences. Your introduction paragraph should be at least 3 sentences. And then I started the second paragraph, but I didn't finish it. I just wanted to include what I had here. But I wanted you also to see how the paragraph is indented. This is called indenting. The story begins when a worker at an internet security firm is recruited by a group of hackers to take down a large corporation and return the money to the people. It's sort of a Robin Hood story, but instead of Sherwood Forest, it takes place mostly in New York City. And then I would continue to answer the questions in my answers here in my paragraph. Remember, a paragraph consists of a topic sentence and sentences that sort of support that. This is my topic sentence, and then my other 2 or 3 sentences or whatever would support that. Do not use your book or movie review to give a blow-by-blow report of what happens in the entire book or movie. Use this structure, okay? So, like I said, don't give spoilers, don't plagiarize, and do use that structure. That will be part of your grade. If you struggle with some aspect of this creation, please let me know. Again, 20 to 25 sentences entirely in length. Probably your first 2 or 3 paragraphs will be only about 3 sentences a piece, maybe a little bit more, and most of your sentences will be in the third body paragraph and the conclusion. Probably. So this is your assignment. Pre-writing, fill out the form. Rough draft, self-explanatory, skip lines, follow my directions, and my example. Okay? I think that's it for today. Happy writing.